Turning to another school district now in Williamson County, our morning anchor, Tom Miller, interviewed the Georgetown ISD superintendent this morning, and we wanted to bring you that conversation now. So please stay with us as this conversation lasts several more minutes. And the Georgetown ISD superintendent is talking about the school year starting off virtually tomorrow, and then next month, in-person classes are set to begin. That frames this conversation that you're about to hear.
First, Dr. Brent, thank you for taking the time to talk with us. Georgetown ISD online classes starting very soon. What are you expecting from them?
So we're expecting our students to navigate a new remote learning platform that begins tomorrow. And I know that our teachers and our staff have worked tirelessly to put all this together. And I feel like it's going to be a good experience for our students and our families. I know that for some families, it's more challenging to arrange schedules to have kids online, but we think it's going to work well, and we're excited about it.
Okay. Right next door, Leander ISD started last week. They had major problems getting their middle schoolers and high schoolers online. Are you worried the same thing could happen in Georgetown ISD?
Each one of us has different systems, and our system is a little different than Leander's. We do not think we're going to have the same technology challenges they had, and that's not an indictment on them. We just use different systems. So we've also learned some things from Leander. So we think that while we could have a technology glitch, we all know that could happen. But we think we are well prepared to navigate the first day of remote learning.
Okay. Sort of across the county on the other side, Thrall ISD recently started, and they just had a staff member test positive. That staff member is now isolating along with a student that came into contact with them. Are you worried that could happen in Georgetown?
Yeah, I think that all districts, we're going to see COVID continue to spread to some degree. That's why it's so important people wear our face masks, that our hand sanitizers, hand washing. We do the things that we know help reduce the spread of COVID, but I am concerned, and I know that we are expecting COVID cases to appear, and we will respond with the protocols we have in place to quarantine those people and to notify those in close contact. But the health of our people is a great concern, and it's a difficult balance to be in. We know people need to be in school, but we also know that there is risk.
Okay. So if and when a student or staff member tests positive, what's the plan, and could it include closing a school?
So the immediate plan is identify contact tracing, identify those in close contact with someone who has been identified as having COVID. And so there's quarantine protocols in place, there's notification protocols in place. And what we also have protocols for, you could see a campus close down if the spread is to the degree that it warrants shutting down a campus. We are prepared to close down a campus if necessary.
Okay. You had a poll in July that found 45% of families felt like on-campus learning should be available if families want them right away. Are there students who will be on campus right away?
We have approximately 58 students who have received specific, very technical identified services that will be on our campuses, and those are for unique situations alone. For everyone else, it is remote learning only at this time.
Okay.
And that it was a tough decision for us. I think it's important to note these 3 weeks will allow us to prepare for students to be on campus and make sure we implement our safety protocols. However, we also know there are families who they need to be in school, and we want them in school, but we feel like this 3 week window will allow us to make sure we do it well.
So in 3 weeks, students will be allowed back on campus. Is it going to be everyone all at once? Will it be phased? Are some students still going to be at home?
So on September 10th, we're expecting a little over 60%, right in that ballpark, of our students to be on campus. And if they signed up that they will be on campus, they're going to be allowed to be here. And so the other percentage of students will be remote learning only, but even those students, there are classes that they can come up to school for. So we've tried to be as flexible as possible. We know that's what our community needs. So we do have some families who've said they want to be remote learning only, but there may be 1 or 2 classes they do come to campus for at that time of day.
I have one for you that I didn't ask earlier, so I'll ask now. Do you, is it possible that circumstances could change and you would end up actually pushing back that start date?
You know, right now, we do not see that we will be pushing back the September start date. We've not seen anything that shows us that would be necessary. Our families are ready to be in school, and we want them here, and we've been taking the steps to prepare for them. So at this time, we do not anticipate delaying beyond September 10th.
Okay. And then I wanted to fix something and then ask this. You know, this is a big challenge, nothing like anything any of us have ever gone through. What keeps you up at night as the superintendent of 12,000 students?
Well, I will tell you that I worry all day, and I work a lot of long hours. I will tell you, by the time I go to sleep, I'm out. So when we do go to bed, we're pretty tired and we're sound asleep. So seriously, we worry every day that we are being what our community needs us to be. And I stay concerned about the health and welfare of our communities, our family, our teachers, our staff members, and our students. And we want to make sure that we are flexible and agile and can provide the service this community needs us to be and needs us to provide. So there's a lot happening, and it is challenging. But you know what? This is what we're here to do. This is what we're made for. And we're going to own this, and we're going to be the best that we can.
All right. Dr. Brent with Georgetown ISD, thank you so much for taking the time to talk with us, and good luck on the first day.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much. Appreciate you guys.
Thank you.
That was our conversation with Georgetown ISD Superintendent Dr. Fred Brent. He spoke to KXAN's Tom Miller this morning. Earlier, we heard from the superintendent of Thrall ISD. In Georgetown, though, virtual classes start tomorrow, and they prepare for in-person classes to begin next month in September. So we've been bringing you conversations with a few different superintendents. We've been reaching out to a lot of them to have conversations like this, to be able to ask them questions about their plans to be able to not only keep learning happening, but also keep people safe during the COVID-19 pandemic. It's a huge responsibility, of course, an extra bit of pressure on school leaders to be able to handle both sides of continuing education, but also dealing with a health crisis. And so we thank you all for joining us and paying attention to these conversations. We're going to keep reaching out to school leaders to try to bring you more of these. You can find other ones that we've done and additional stories about the new school year beginning over on the Set for School page on KXAN's website. Right on the homepage there is a banner that says Set for School, Learning During the Pandemic. You can click right there and go into the full section. We have all the plans that the districts have released in our viewing area and how they deal with COVID-19. All in a section there on that particular page. You can find it. It's a very easy and accessible resource for all of you parents out there. Once again, I'm Will Dupree in the KXAN live studio. Thanks so much for watching today. We'll see you back here another time. Please, everyone, stay safe and healthy, and if at all possible, still at home.